Hello, welcome to another video. I've got my festive Santa hat on. I have my tree up, which is very exciting. This is my Christmas book recommendations video. So this isn't like books you should get for Christmas, this is all of my Christmassy books, of which I have a fair few. I didn't realise how many I'd built up and collected, and I really think this has only been in like the past year or two because a lot of these are new additions to my TBR / to my shelves. I haven't read all of them, but I have read a fair amount of them, or at least started to read a fair amount of them. So this is going to be me just going through what I've got, doing a little haul, doing a little recommendations video, just a mix of them both really, and showing you all of my Christmassy books. So I've kind of categorised this. I'm looking down here because that's where they are. So the categories I think I've got is adult contemporary romance, mysteries, like classic kind of mystery style Christmas mysteries, non-fiction, children's, classics, YA, but like I've kind of put all the YA together. Have I? I don't even know what the YA section is because they're not like all the same genre, so it's just YA. And then fantasy, which also has a YA in it, so that's the categorizations. Let's dive in. Okay, we're starting with the fantasy category. There are 2 books in this category, one adult, one YA. I've read both of them, and I think this first one I'm going to show you is like one of the first Christmassy books I read, despite the fact it's not really that Christmas. I mean, it is Christmassy, it's just not like a typical Christmas book, but that is The Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. This is not your typical Christmas book because this is not a fun, light-hearted book. I think if I can remember rightly, Father Christmas has died or like gone missing. He is not available. So the Hogfather takes his place, and I think the Hogfather is death. Now, there's no blurb on this, and I've also Googled it, and the descriptions on Goodreads are very much like one of those kind of blurbs where it doesn't really tell you what the book is about. I read this about 5 years ago, so I'm struggling to exactly remember, but I do remember it being strange, as you would expect from Terry Pratchett. I think this is like midway through the Discworld series, but I don't think you have to have read the other ones to click what this is because I haven't read the other ones. And yeah, it was just a strange experience really, but I feel like it has to go on this list because it's definitely a Christmas book and not one I think I've spoken about in a video before. So this is a very vague description, but The Hogfather. Then we've got one that I read last year and just thought was fantastic, and I'm trying to get as many people as possible to read it this year because it's so Christmassy, so beautiful, and that is Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kuznia. This is a Nutcracker retelling. Can we appreciate how stunning this is? This is a YA fantasy Nutcracker retelling following our main character who is a dancer. She dances ballet and she somehow becomes swept up into this alternate world, well not an alternate world as such, another world, a fantasy world, in which it's very wintry. There is an amazing array of food. She basically has to dance to save her life and to protect herself, and she wants to try and work out how to get free from it at the same time as like trying to actually understand the fact that she's in this fantasy world and how different that is from where she came from. So this is just festive, beautiful, brilliant. It's got romance, it's got magic, it's got food, as I said, it's got the wintry setting, it's just beautifully written, and I cannot recommend it enough. So definitely would advise adding this one into your TBR for December, and just as a Christmassy book, fantastic. Okay, moving into my YA genre category section. These 2 are very different from each other. One of them is a YA contemporary that is just a cute, short, fun novella. The other one, I don't really know what the genre is specifically. I know it's, well, I think it's contemporary with other aspects to it because I literally picked it up this weekend, so I haven't really had much of a chance to process, and that one is Stay Another Day by Juno Dawson. This was one that my patrons all told me that they thought I would absolutely love, so I immediately click and collected it from my local Waterstones. The front says 4 sleeps till Christmas, 3 siblings, 1 big secret. Juno Dawson writes such fantastically gripping books that are contemporary with aspects of mystery to them because there's just like so many secretive elements to them. So I'm assuming this one is going to be similar. From the blurb at the bottom it says, with only 4 sleeps till Christmas, 3 secretive siblings, 2 hot house guests, and 1 juicy secret, this Christmas there will be some big surprises under the tree. At the time of filming this video, I think this will be my next read. So hopefully, maybe by the time this is live, I'll have either started or finished this, but I am expecting this to be really good because Wonderland was fantastic. So yeah, Stay Another Day. The other YA contemporary you may have guessed already because I said it was a novella and it's short and cute. cute. It is This Winter by Alice Osman. This is set within the Heartstopper world and it follows Tori and Charlie and how they spend their Christmas together. It's literally minuscule. I think there's pictures in it as well, but it isn't a graphic novel. Hang on. So there are pictures in there, but it's unlike the Heartstopper series. This is not a graphic novel, but it is set within this world. You've also got Nick and Charlie as another novella. I think this one is after the third Heartstopper. I might have made that up. Okay, I've just checked because I didn't want to give you wrong information, and I was giving you wrong information. I don't know why I thought it was the third, after the third one. This is 0.5, so I guess you read this before you read the Heartstopper books, but I don't think you like have to read it before because it's a little Christmassy novella. So anyway, this one, super cute, really enjoyed it. I read it last year. It's just a fun, easy, contemporary Christmassy book. Okay, these next two I feel like are very much under the umbrella of Christmas mysteries, like cozy mysteries. Neither of them I have read yet, but one of them is on my TBR for this month. One of them I tried to read last year and I just wasn't quite in the mood for it, so I may get to it this year, but I have a preference of one over the other. So the first one I have is Death Comes at Christmas by Gladys Mitchell. This is one story as opposed to my other one, which is multiple stories within one. This follows a woman who has come to Oxfordshire, I think? Yeah, Oxfordshire countryside from London for a nice relaxing stay, and then people end up turning up dead, which makes her stay a little bit less relaxing, and she gets involved in the investigation. So I don't know why I wasn't quite in the mood for this. Oh, there's actually my bookmark. Oh! That's one of those moments where you don't know where your bookmark's been for ages, and then you find it in your book. Oh my god, yes, okay. Great, gained a bookmark. Well, I wouldn't have remembered what I'd read anyway, but I think I was only about 30 pages into this one. It is immensely floppy. So cozy mystery number one is Death Comes at Christmas. Cozy mystery number two is A Surprise for Christmas. So this is various seasonal mysteries. So hang on, let's have a look at the names of some of these. So we have The Black Bag Left on a Doorstep, The Hole in the Wall, Death on the Air, Persons or Things Unknown, Dead Man's Hand, nice, The Christmas Eve Ghost, oh I like the sound of that one, Dick Whittington's Cat, A Surprise for Christmas, On Christmas Day in the Morning, Give Me a Ring, Father Christmas Comes to Albans, and The Turn Again Bell. So this is just like a compilation of loads of different authors. It is put together and edited by Martin Edwards. I absolutely love the cozy Christmas vibes that the cover is giving off, and this one is on my TBR for this month, so I hope to get to this one. I don't know if I'll like read it all in one go or if I'll read the stories like before bed or something. I'm not really sure, but it looks super cute. Okay, let's go on to adult contemporary. I have read one of these. I have DNF'd one of them, and I have got one of them on my TBR. So the reason I'm including the DNF one in here is because I'm a firm believer that whilst I might not have loved a book, someone else may enjoy it. I have kept my copy because it's very pretty and it's nice for photos and things. So the one that I DNF'd is One Day in December by Josie Silver. The reason I DNF'd this is for two reasons. One, I think if I remember rightly, the plotline followed a cheating storyline, and I just, no, sorry, I'm not having glamorizing cheating storylines. Don't like that. And the second reason was I think I just didn't like the main character, like the way she felt like she was a mean main character. Now I'm saying this all out loud, I'm like, why am I putting this in a recommendations video? But I know people have really liked this. I think this follows two people who are kind of fated to meet, and they keep crossing paths, and the woman really wants to make the meet happen because she doesn't really know she believes in love at first sight until she sees this guy as her bus drives past him. But I think one of them is in a relationship. I think it's him that's in a relationship. So yeah, just, it wasn't for me, but it might be for you. Okay, the one I have read and really enjoyed is Christmas Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. I used to love the Shopaholic books. I don't know when I stopped reading them, but I read them a lot when I was a teenager. And this one just drew my eye last year. It was in the middle of, you know, a lockdown of many different changes constantly. Everything was like the rules were being changed all the time, and I just needed something to distract me, something to take away the stress of not being able to get home for Christmas potentially. I did go home for Christmas, but it was a worry. So I picked up this and it was just such a good choice. This follows our main character from all the other books, Becky, and she is hosting her first Christmas. Normally I think she'd go to her mum's or something, but she has to host, and it's just getting a lot for her. She's quite a comical character. A lot of crap stuff happens to her. She gets in a lot of situations where you're like, really? It's pretty stupid, but it's quite good fun, and you don't need to have read the other Shopaholics books, I would say. There's an establishing few pages where it just tells you where we're up to at this point, so you're okay if you've not read them. It was just fun. Then I have got Sarah Morgan's The Christmas Escape. This is one that I have an arc of. I was sent by the publishers. This is on my TBR for this month. This is probably going to be the book I read like in the week lead up to Christmas. I think it's set in Lapland. It follows two people who are friends that go to lovers. So it's a friends to lovers storyline. It's an adult contemporary. That is all I know about it, and I don't want to know anymore. I am excited for this one. I think this is going to be like just an easy build up to Christmas read. I don't often read contemporary books that are just romance romance based. But at Christmas time, I feel like it's a good time of year to be able to read them. Then the non-fiction that I have, which is just a little random one to throw in because I think it's a really lovely book. And this would make a really nice gift book or one for yourself to kind of look at how you can improve the way that you do Christmas to be more environmentally aware. So this is Green Christmas by Gallagher. And this has so many lovely ideas about how you can do your Christmas a little bit greener and how you can just be a bit more conscious with what you're doing. It's beautiful as a book anyway, but it's just got such lovely ideas in it, from like wrapping to decorations to baking. I just think it's a really nice book, so I wanted to include it in this recommendations video. Okay, then we have my two middle grade / children's books. We have One Christmas Wish by Catherine Rundell. This one is so lovely. This is absolutely stunning. Like, this cover just is Christmas to me. The drawings inside are also just beautiful. I absolutely love them, but this follows a box of Christmas decorations that come to life. Hang on, I'm trying to find you like a full page. There you go. The Christmas decorations come to life. I think it's on Christmas Eve, and they go on an adventure with the little boy in this story, and it's just magical, it's beautiful, it's so cute. I think I'm probably gonna reread this year. So yeah, this one I think is perfect for any ages, but I think this would be a really lovely one to sit down and read with Ava, for example. I think she'd really enjoy it. It's just very, very sweet. The next book is another middle grade, and this is one that I also picked up this weekend. I basically added a load more books to my shelves this weekend just because people influenced me. So I picked this one up because Brit from Basically Brit had been reading it. She says she reads it every year. She says she loves it, and I thought, you know what, I want to give that a go, maybe before I watch the film, because there's a Sky film version of this that's just come out. So this is A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. I know nothing about this, and I don't intend to read the blurb because it looks like the kind of book that is going to be very wholesome, very nice, and I just don't want to go into it knowing anything. So I can't really tell you much about this. I literally just picked it up based on Brit's recommendation. I have not watched the trailer for the film. I just want it to be like a nice little Christmas surprise. I don't really know why, but I thought that would be nice. I'm really glad I got this cover. I didn't know if they were going to do a film cover, so I wanted to be able to get this before that happened, if it did happen. There is a sticker on the front, so maybe that's all it'll be, but I really enjoy Matt Haig's writing. I really enjoyed The Midnight Library, and also How to Stop Time. Was that what it was called? How to Save Time? How to Stop Time? That was really good as well. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one, but I know nothing, so hopefully it's good. And my final 4 remaining books are my 4 classics. So in no particular order, another one I bought this weekend is the Penguin Book of Christmas Stories. This is edited by Jessica Harrison, but it's a compilation of loads of different authors. I have read 3 of these stories so far, and they are lovely and wholesome, all have kind of moral messages to them. They're perfect for just before bed. They all vary in length as well, so some are a lot shorter, whereas others might be a bit longer. They're very cute. The first one, The Fir Tree, was so sad and so sweet, about the journey of a Christmas tree. I feel like I've read it before. It felt vaguely familiar to me. It was just lovely. So yeah, I spent a bit of time reading these over the weekend, and I just thought they were so cute, and it's just such a nice Christmassy book to own, so I couldn't not include it in this recommendations video. So some of the stories in this, we have The Fir Tree, The Cat and the Dovrefell, A Christmas Party and a Wedding, St. Anthony and His Pig, Boys, Midnight Mass, Reginald's Christmas Revel, The Legend of the Christmas Rose, A Chaparral Christmas Gift, Noel, Dancing Dan's Christmas, The Necklace of Pearls, One Christmas Eve, oh my god, there's loads, hang on, I'll just pick out a couple, A Christmas Memory, The Loudest Voice, A Cold Christmas Walk in the Country, well that sounds very cozy, Christmas, Just Because of Xmas, Noel, Texas 1956, and The Ghost Ships. Oh, Angela Carter. There's quite a mix. Like, we literally go from Angela Carter to Hans Christian Andersen, so there is definitely quite a mix in here, so I'm really excited to dive into this probably before bed, I reckon. Then I have got Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I don't know if this one is strictly considered a Christmas book, but I consider it fairly Christmassy. I'm actually reading this one at the moment, and it immediately starts at Christmas time. The film in my head is very wintry, very Christmassy as well. The new version of the film is the one that I've seen. Yes, I have watched the film before reading the book, but actually it's not hindered my enjoyment at all. I am loving this. It feels like I'm further in than I am. I'm not, it doesn't look like I'm that far in at all, but it's very sweet and wholesome and lovely, and just has such nice moral messages to it. And I just think it's a lovely book to read at this time of year. Second to last, we have got J.R.R. Tolkien's Letters from Father Christmas. This is such a lovely book. I read this last year. It's just, as a book itself, it's beautiful because we actually have pictures of the letters that basically Tolkien was writing to his children over the years from Father Christmas. I absolutely love this. It's a little part of Tolkien and the relationship he had with his children, and the fact that you can gradually see the children getting older, and like at the latter end of the book he's not writing to all of his children anymore but just one, I think. It's just lovely. I really enjoyed it. If you're at all a Tolkien fan, I would definitely recommend this, but if you just want something that will warm your heart a little bit, I would recommend this. And finally, of course, we have A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I am really into this cover. This is absolutely beautiful. I bought this at Toppings in Bath last month because I just wanted a really special cover of this book. I do have this in paperback as well. I read this one a couple of years ago. This is my favourite Christmas film, a Muppets version of A Christmas Carol, of course, and I just love it. It's my Christmas Eve film, or like at least very close to the build up to Christmas. It just makes me feel cozy. This book is no different. I would say if you feel like you're daunted by Charles Dickens' writing, whilst this is very small, it was obviously written in a different style to what we're used to now. The audiobook is excellent for this as well. I just think it's such a lovely story, and I always love the moral message that comes with A Christmas Carol. So those are all my Christmassy books. Again, a lot more than I expected I actually had when I came about pulling them off the shelves for this video. I was like, how do I have this many? I just don't know how this has happened. So those are all my Christmassy books. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope you're enjoying Vlogmas still. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what Christmassy books you will be reading this festive season. Subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. My Patreon is also linked down below, where we do many, many exciting things. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.